Hello there, this is Prasant. In this video, I'll be talking about an idea that I was thinking of lately. It's about developing a cloud-based IDE. So, if you are a developer, you must have used IDE, and then what happens when a team starts? In the initial phase, what happens when you work in a team is a lot of your time gets wasted on setting and configuring the environment for the developer to develop a specific application on different tools. Like Java takes a lot of time. If you don't know how to configure the Spring files, it takes a lot of time. So, and then another problem that's a programmer gets is if you host your file locally in a computer, what happens is you need to stick on that particular machine until you get your application done and put it on the wave. So considering those two factors and many more factors, so I was thinking of making a cloud-based IDE where a developer could come in and collaborate with other developers and start off the work as soon as possible. So here are the requirements that I want the first version of the application to have. So it's Java and JavaScript are two primary languages that we want developers to work on when using our platform. So Java and JavaScript should be the language that's supported by the platform. Use of GitHub repository, and whenever you try to create a project, the project file should be hosted in GitHub, and should also use the terminal command, and should also have the terminal command in the application. Should also have the chat box system where you can communicate with different other your collaborators, your different teammates, and so that you don't have to go and get sign up for other application, and then like when you try to work on local computer, you use Slack, you might have used different other tools for just for the communication purpose. So considering that factor as well, we want to have our own sandbox. We might use a different application interface of other programs, but yeah, our application should have chat box as well. So another thing is it should compile and run the application, and then of course that's obvious, and then team and collaboration, that's already I already talked about. So here is the blueprint of the UI. That's how our application should look in the first version. So, and one more thing, the first version is never the final product. There's definitely a lot of room to work on in your first version and then make it perfect. So here's the outline is to figure out how our application should look. Okay, so on the left hand side you should have a project workspace. These are the directory, like working directory, whichever project you're working on, and here are different tools you can use as like the normal IDE would have. And this is our portion of it. You can write the code, and this should not be a normal text editor like Notepad. This should be a powerful text editor. When you might, I don't know if you have used Atom or not. So whenever you add new extension to Atom, it will be much more powerful than its by default phase. So the application should identify your syntax error or any kind of error that you run into, when like typos error. So, and then here's the Linux terminal. We want to integrate powerful terminal here. So, and then here's the system where we want to integrate. We want our team to have, like, this is where the chatting thing goes, and down here we have small browser view. So this is not where the normal console application gets executed here, and you can see your output right in here. You don't have to worry about this thing, but when you are trying to develop a web application, what happens is you need to you need to view your application through a web browser, right? So this is here just for, like, you don't have to travel to other different tabs while working on projects. So you can see your normal result here, but if you want the full output to be displayed, you can always click here and go to the different tab and then see your application that's hosted online, and then it will be hosted for 3 minutes. Like we can figure out how long the application gets hosted in the platform. Yeah, that's all the idea that this is all I want to discuss for now. And then thank you for your time and checking out my idea. Thank you. I appreciate the time for being here.